This is the Calculus Pre-Lecture Series. I'm Brandon Ashley, and this video is on parametric equations. So a parametric curve is a set of points x and y, where x and y are both continuous functions of some parameter t. And so as we vary t, the functions x and y can change. And to see this, we want to try to plot the parametric curve x equals cosine t, y equals sine t, where t goes between 0 and 2 pi. But to start, we're just going to let t go from 0 to pi over 2. And if we start with t equals 0, we just plug that value into x and y. So x is going to be cosine of 0, which is just 1. And y is sine of 0, which is 0. And so we plot that point here in blue. And if we let t be pi over 6, we get square root of 3 over 2 for x and 1/2 for y. When t is pi over 4, we get square root of 2 over 2 for x and square root of 2 over 2 for y. When t is pi over 3, x is 1/2, y is square root of 3 over 2. And finally, when t is pi over 2, x is 0 and y is 1. And so we get the first part of this curve up in the first quadrant as t goes from 0 to pi over 2. But we can keep increasing t, so by the time t goes out to pi, our curve looks like this. And we can keep going so that when t goes to 3 pi over 2, we get this curve. And finally, when t goes to 2 pi, our curve closes up on itself and we get this circle of radius 1. And so we'd say that the parametric curve x equals cosine t, y equals sine t, where t goes from 0 to 2 pi, gives a circle of radius 1. Now we can also reparameterize the curve by changing our parameter. So we can let t be 2s, where s is some other parameter. And then our curve becomes x equals cosine 2s and y equals sine of 2s. And we'll let s range on the same interval, so it goes from 0 to 2 pi. But if we actually plot this curve like we did before, we'll see that by the time s reaches pi, we get one full circle. So we go over that path one time by the time s goes to pi. And if we let s keep going all the way out to 2 pi, the curve doubles up. And so you can think of this as the curve moving twice as fast, or it's covering twice the distance in the same amount of time.